Hello, and welcome back to the channel. This is Mahogany Maxine, and I'm coming to you with another speed build this week. I hope everyone is having a wonderful week thus far. Spring is sprung where I am, so I'm feeling very good about that. And I'm coming to you with a build in the world of, for Discovery University. I believe it's called Brightchester. The university is called Brightchester also, which confuses me sometimes. But yeah, I love this world. I forgot how beautiful it was, and I was playing around doing some gameplay just on my personal time. And then I remember being over here in this section where the Honeydew Fields lot is, and I was like, oh, that house is ugly, which is the EA provided house. And I said, but this is a good little lot. So I was inspired to build here and, you know, kind of build like almost like a townhouse style ish, because I know that a lot of the other lots around here, the debug lots, are giving, you know, townhome. So I wanted to kind of mirror it, but, you know, obviously make it better. So yeah, this house was inspired by me playing in the game a little bit on my free time, playing one of my comfort families, and I kind of came up with a storyline for it, which maybe, depending on, you know, time and all the things, I may actually do a complete LP, maybe, I don't know, I won't commit to it yet, but it did cross my mind. So I imagine in this home they have a if this is like the professors or the dean's home. I'm calling it the dean's home. At first I wanted it to be the professor's home, but it's now the dean's home, and it's provided by the university for them to live. And the dean is a woman. She's a widower, or a widow, whichever one for the wife is a widow. Her spouse passed away, and she's raising a teen into a young adult on her own, but she's also a very well-respected dean, you know, very well-respected academic in the community. And yeah, this home was provided to her by the university for all of her work and contribution to the university. And yeah, so I kind of built with that in mind. You know, it's almost like a perfect home in a way, like, you know, not too cluttered, not too vibrant in color, but very collegiate, you know, very academic, you know. And I have in the past, I've built dark academia style, where it's a lot of dark browns and greens and you know, darker wood tones and that older style, a little bit of like Tudor mixed in there. But for this one, I wanted to give townhome an all brick home, which I haven't done, and if I have, it's been a really long time. So I really loved the red brick, and I just kind of kept it throughout, with some accents of the stone, which is also from Discovery University. And yeah, so let me know what you think about it. I use the roof trimmings that came with the oh my goodness, the most recent pack, the For Rent pack. The world is called, oh, it starts with a T, I believe. I can't remember, but that world, I love the roof trimmings that have like the scalloped detailing. I think it looks super cool, and it almost looks very colonial, like French colonial. So I used it on the front of this house and the back, just to kind of give it a little bit of a feature pop. I don't know, I'm really digging the scalloped roof style. I think it is super ornate, and I wish we get more roof styles in the game, or roof trimmings, I mean. So yeah, I imagine that with Discovery University, like, well, let me first say this. I don't know too much about the lore of the rivalry between Brightchester and Foxbury, and from building in this world and playing a little bit, it made me want to do a deep dive into the lore. I'm still learning, but I think it's kind of cool that there's like this, you know, rivalry between the two, because I know if you grew up in a college town, or if, you know, you went to a college, especially with sports, the rivalries are real. You know, people really go extra hard for the rivalry of their university. I know here where I'm from in Philadelphia, we have Temple University versus Villanova, and then we have UPenn versus Drexel. So there are a lot of college rivalries out there, and I'm sure in other places of the world there are that as well. So I really am kind of invested in learning more about the lore of Discover University, the Brightchester world. So let me know in the comments if you play the Discover University gameplay a lot. I've heard and I've also witnessed that the university, like attending university, is hard. Like, it's hard gameplay, which I can agree. Trying to get someone through college, especially if you're playing with multiple sims in a household and you have one sim or two sims that are in university, it is very difficult. I've played where it's been one sim in university, and I feel like that's easier, like just your one main sim, and you go to university and it's all you're doing. But it is really hard if you have, a family of 4, and then, two of the young adults are in university, or you're playing roommates and they're in university. It is hard to like keep your grades up, go to class, make sure they're fed, make sure they're having a good time, make sure they're socializing. Like, that's a lot to keep up with. So let me know in the comments if you play Discover University gameplay a lot. I do it. Mostly I have my sims work from home or school from home, I guess. Like, they don't live on campus. I've actually never had a sim live on campus, but I do go to the world a lot for classes, sometimes to like go to the libraries or to socialize, but I've never had them actually live on campus. And I'm kind of now that I've done this one build, I'm like, maybe I could redo some of the roommates or some of the dormitories. So it's something I'm considering doing, just like a not like a full series, but just something to kind of add, because I really love this world, and I also love the build buy that we got with the world, and I think I'm just taking it for granted. So yeah, let me know in the comments how you feel about Discover University. But yeah, so we're working on the inside here, and it ended up being a lot smaller than I imagined. I'm so used to like building big and then building cluttered as well, so I didn't want to clutter this too much and make it too squished, but I did want to give it that like old school townhome colonial feel. This house has been here for a while, but it's been kept in excellent condition, so I imagine a lot of repairs on this home, or just always upkeep. Maybe it's a historical site, something like that, where the state pays to make sure it's maintained and all the bricks are still good. Because I've been to a lot of colonial cities like a Boston or a Philadelphia where it's very maintained very well, and then you'll see some buildings that aren't maintained very well, where they're falling apart, the bricks are brittle, and it's just not good. So anyway, now I'm working on the floor plan here, and I love the herringbone wood. I think it is so nice and so luxe looking. I've seen some simmers do a custom herringbone, just using the Control F feature, where you can kind of make your own pattern, but I love the herringbone that comes with the game, so I'd use that. And I don't use it often because I feel like it is very luxurious and it's probably very expensive, so I usually don't go for it. But I didn't really have any expenses in mind for this build. Like, I didn't consider how much it would cost. I didn't limit the packs or limit the cost of anything, because I wanted to just make it as nice as possible. And the upstairs floor plan did take me a while to figure out. At first I thought I was going to be able to put 3 bedrooms, and I'm sure if I could have finessed it a little bit more I could have, but it took me way too long. I cut a lot of the footage. It was a struggle to get this upstairs done, but I like how it came out. And then we're moving on to getting some wallpaper up. The reason I do wallpaper pretty much first is because of the little like bug where if you put up wallpaper and like let's say you have clutter on the wall or you have clutter in the home, sometimes things will get deleted and go to the family inventory. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about, but that is definitely something that happens. And so I've been so used to just putting down wallpaper, and of course if I change my mind I will change it, and I'll use the tool mod, the deletion protection, but sometimes I just like to do it first, get it out the way, and then figure it out later, so I don't have to add the clutter back in at a later time. But as you can see here, I'm struggling with wallpaper because I was very indecisive if I wanted to make this main area where the stairs are the kitchen, or if I wanted to make that back room the kitchen. It took me quite some time to figure out what I wanted to do here. So you see a lot of me playing around here, and then I eventually just cut it because it was just taking me far too long to figure out. I'm sure it's kind of boring to watch me struggle. But yeah, now we're working on the kitchen area, which I ended up having an issue with the roof, as you can see there. I posted about that on my Twitter, but then I realized I just needed to put a floor and it would work. And the same thing goes here. Sometimes the trimmings will disappear if there's not a floor, and still the bug will still exist. So as you can see there, it still is a bug on one side, but for the most part I was able to figure it out. But yeah, so now I am putting our windows back that was deleted and moving some things around. Now, a little bit more on the people, the Sims that I believe would live here. Like I said, a widow who is raising their teenage child into young adulthood, who will be attending Bridechester University, you know, the very prestigious Bridechester University. I feel like they are very strict parents, you know, and when the father was alive, they were very strict as well. And so I imagine, you know, academic achievements are the most important in this family. And so you'll see a lot of nods to that, you know, a lot of plaques of you know, honor roll stuff and diplomas with honors, you know, things like that. So like, you know, high level achievers, and academic is king. I don't know about for you, but growing up for me, academics were very important in my family, and I ended up being an artist. And so which was still encouraged, but it's more so like, whatever you do, be the absolute best. And so with that, I know in high school for me, I went to a like a college preparatory high school, which was also an art school as well. So I took a lot of AP classes. I don't know around the world what else they call them, but in America they're called advanced placement. So I was taking a lot of college courses in high school and stressing myself out. But I really feel like this teenager here who's going into young adulthood is very committed to their academics and want to make their parent proud. And the dean is very strict, does not play. And I imagine that the dean also hosts a lot of students here, especially now that they're a widow, you know, and they don't have their mate with them. They pour into their students, they pour into their child, just because they need stuff to do with their time, and they are just that kind of person. They want everyone to succeed, and, you know, they're gonna not accept anything but the best. So that was kind of the vibe I'm getting from it. And I'm probably going to play around in cast to create these people, because I don't know, every time I build, I get very attached to these storylines I create, and then I'm like inspired to just be like, I want to make these people. So I maybe will make CC free versions of them, and I'll put them in the gallery as well for you to enjoy if you like. But yeah, now I'm working on landscaping, and this is something I've never done before. And when I say this took me forever, because I do not have a very steady hand, this took me a very long time, especially cleaning it up. My hand is not very steady. I'm very horrible about staying in a straight line. So the grid was very helpful here, but still it was a struggle. But I was committed to making this lawn look like this. I feel like this is so bougie and so like fancy. And I feel like this is something that the college, like the university, does for the dean, you know, manicures the lawn on a weekly basis, make sure all the hedges are perfectly cut. There's never anything overgrown. It's like so perfect. So I wanted to maintain that and make sure that it looked very, very perfect. So unlike any other landscape I've ever done, as you've seen on the channel, I like to landscape with a lot of lusciousness and sometimes a little messy, but for this lot, I feel like it's meant to be pristine, because I imagine when, you know, prospective students tour the university, they see this house, you know, they see it, they see, oh, that's the dean's home, so it has to look perfect, and that first impression is so important. But yeah, I am going to leave you here. I am running out of things to talk about, and I'm sure you don't want to hear me babble, but thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm going to keep posting videos, and I have a lot more videos coming. I have a lot of builds that are in progress of being edited, and I'm just so happy to be on YouTube. This is just so much fun, and I'll be streaming on YouTube soon. I know I said that before, but I'm not going to give a date just because I don't want to disappoint if it's not that date, but soon come, I will be streaming on YouTube. Until then, feel free to follow me on Twitch. It'll be in the description box below, which is twitch.tv/MahoganyMaxine. And yeah, if you have any questions or, want me to build anything for you, I don't necessarily take requests, but I'm always open to take ideas. And if something works for you and your play style, then I'm more than happy to, post it to the gallery, obviously, for you to use it. So yeah, enjoy the screenshots and have a wonderful rest of your week, and take care, guys. Bye.